Please be seated. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to everyone who has the opportunity to be here in person and for all those many others who are joining us via our live stream this morning. I would like to welcome special guest, Master Sergeant Rosario. Welcome, Master Sergeant. My name is Dennis Morgan, Vice President, Outside Plant Construction, Marine Corps veteran. This is a very important day in the history of the world, in the history of the United States and all the other countries. For many years, countries have recognized Armistice Day and celebrated their veterans, both living and those who have passed. In 1938, Armistice Day became a national holiday for the United States of America. And in 1954, President Eisenhower officially changed the name to Veterans Day. Veterans Day, again, is a celebration of not only those who have passed, which is celebrated during Memorial Day, but also those of us that still remain, and again, the families who support all of our wonderful veterans. You all bear with me while I read the wonderful, very short but yet very achieved experiences that Corporal Peterson has. Corporal Peterson was born in Montana on July 30th, 2001. She was placed into foster care where she was adopted by her parents, Leslie and Vicki Peterson, in a house with 25 children. From a young age, she had to grow up quickly in order to help raise her siblings. At the age of 12, she joined the Civil Air Patrol, where she became interested in military service and naval aircraft. Shortly after, when she was 14, she got her first occupation, which was working for a crop farm as a laborer and cashier at the farm's market. On top of being a Civil Air Patrol cadet, a student, and a crop farmer, she made it a priority to take care of her siblings very first. This included walking them up to school, dressing them at times, making their lunches, and even helping them with their homework and chores around the house. With all these responsibilities, she maintained straight A's and even pushed herself academically by taking more advanced classes. She also participated in her church groups on Sundays and Wednesdays as a worship leader. She took part in wrestling, speech, and debate, as well as track and field. When she was 16, she got her second job at Glacier International Airport, working as an FBO, a fixed base operator assistant, where she refueled and marshaled aircraft during the summer. During the school year, she worked at McKenzie River Pizza. In Civil Air Patrol, she held several positions, including Cadet Commander, Cadet Advisory Council Chairman, Color Guard Commander, and the 2018 Montana Wing Encampment Commander. A lot of achievements, as we all are hearing. She graduated high school in June of 2019, then started working at Target while she waited to ship to recruit training. There was no time that she was willing to give up and not advance. During the time she achieved her biggest accomplishments in the Civil Air Patrol, she achieved the last rank in the program known as Spats Award, where there were only a little over 2,000 to ever receive this award. Only roughly 300 of which have been female. Since the founding of the program in 1941, another very important date in history, she then shipped to recruit training on January 6th, 2020. She was the guidon bearer for boot camp, congratulations, the platoon sergeant for A School, and the class leader for C School, where she received 2 meritorious masks for holding such positions, as well as the Iron Man for holding the highest fitness standards. Corporal Peterson checked into Malls 39 on October 7th, 2020, where she instantly began working towards her qualifications and her next promotion. Corporal Peterson picked up the rank in corporal meritoriously on September 2nd, 2021. She is now working to better her Marines under her charge, get qualifications in other shops to remain versatile in order to be readily available to accomplish the mission, whatever that mission may be. She will be starting college in December to pursue a bachelor's degree in psychology. She also hopes to one day become a drill instructor in our wonderful Marine Corps so that she can assist in developing new Marines. I'd ask you to please provide a wonderful, warm welcome to Corporal Shelton.
The day is April 2004. I wake up on a Monday morning to prepare myself for the week of school. Obviously, I wasn't in school, but I was still in diapers. I have ample amount of time to prepare for the day ahead of me because I have no worries or fears as to what's to come of this day. It's just another day in the life. I wake up, and I get to wake up out of my comfortably warm bed, knowing that I can take my time because I got to choose when to get up and choose when to get ready. However, he gets up from the cold concrete ground with no choice but to be up in 10 to 15 minutes. He slept in his work. In fact, I'm not even sure if he did sleep. I finish getting ready for school. As I ride the bus, I get to relax for a moment before arriving at school. And as I do so, I look out the window and get lost in my thoughts. What a beautiful sunrise. I thank the Creator for another day. He has no time to wait, and especially no time to get lost in his thoughts. He must act swiftly and pay close attention to what is going on around him. For his decisions and hastiness impact the lives of his comrades, and he already may be too late. At this time, there's no thought in my mind that he is somewhere on the other side of this world with no time to enjoy his meals. He must ration his food and eats when he can. I had the opportunity to choose my classes. He doesn't get to choose his battles. These courses are free to me because he's fighting for my freedom to learn. I walk through the halls, listening to the music playing. I wave to all my friends that I see walking by. But on the other side of the world, he's walking the streets of Fallujah, scanning for the enemy that he cannot see. He doesn't get to listen to the music. He's using all of his senses, even though it's difficult to. He's listening to the sound of war. I get to my favorite class of the day. I'm learning about psychology. But no amount of studying will ever be enough to truly understand the psychological warfare he's being put through. And although he's being blinded by the fog of war, my day always remains clear. It's lunchtime. My day's almost over. And I don't even think for 1 second that his day's just getting started. He pulls out the MRE snack he had tucked in his cargo pocket just to be told, they're moving, again. He must find time to eat later. He cleans his rifle, checks up on his comrades. He listens to his brother's stories and never takes his time for granted because he knows this brother could have been lost today. He may not be home, but his brother's world now becomes his own. I finish a day's work, so I spend time with family. Then I go back to sleep in my comfortably warm bed. But today, he doesn't know when he'll be able to sleep again, and he cannot see his family. He can only think of them. He is far more appreciative of these things that he has because he knows that those loved ones or the things that he has can go away, and he doesn't get to choose to make them stay. Maybe he didn't come home with any physical wounds, but the most burdensome wounds are the ones others don't see. When he closes his eyes to decompress, even still, he struggles to leave. Home now becomes a battle, just on a different front. All of this time, before I graduated, I would see men and women in uniform, or even people with hats on that say, Vietnam veteran, World War II veteran, and I would shy away from them. I wouldn't think much of them, and I wouldn't think much because my ignorance and unwillingness to step outside of my comfort zone prevented me from doing what was absolutely necessary. Though I wasn't thinking about them. I was thinking about my own needs, but little did I know how much that expression of appreciation would mean to them. And there was no thought in my mind that my own needs were met because of his sacrifice. I graduated high school, and he's a veteran now. I now have choices I can make about what to do next because of the sacrifices he continues to make, the fights he keeps battling even though he's out. I chose to join the military, and the Marine Corps specifically. Not because I wanted to seem hardcore, as they say, the Marine Corps is the toughest branch. No, I joined because I was intimidated by the Marine Corps. And it's that very intimidation that made me believe I needed to be placed here. And I am thankful for this opportunity to serve, especially as a woman in the Marine Corps, and I would have never been able to if it weren't for the veterans that fought for my right to serve. I've come to find that in order to grow stronger physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you have to place yourself in those unsettling situations so that you can overcome them and grow stronger as a person. You have to be willing to face your worries and fears, just like every veteran has. So I would like to take the time to say thank you to all of the veterans out there who have been through tough times and seen places or events that I can't even imagine placing my thoughts in. You are the reason we have the opportunities to learn. It is because of you that I get to see my friends every day and go home to my family after school. Because of you, I have food on the table and a comfortably warm bed to rest my head on at the end of every day. I get to see the sunrise in the mornings because of what you have done. You are the reason we have freedom to choose what we want to do with our futures. Although I have never been through what you had to go through to get us here, I can only hope to be as great as you one day. So thank you for fighting for my freedom to serve. To one day fill your shoes as a part of the next generation. Veterans Day doesn't only represent the end of World War I or a day out of the year to thank a veteran. To me, it means much more than that. It's the story you can hear from the veterans who enjoy telling their stories just for some company. It's the everyday hardship that they had to face, just like the story I gave you today. It's more than just a day. It's about putting your mindset in their stories in order to be more appreciative of what you have. To not take for granted the company you have and the things that you have that they fought for. It's more than just a thank you. It's giving them the time of day because they gave something. Every veteran gave something. No matter who you speak with, that veteran gave something. Even though his physical war may be over, he may still be fighting something to this day. Maybe you don't get the chance to thank him today, but you can certainly thank them any other day of the year. You can listen to their stories any day. You can research any day. And you can certainly appreciate the company and things you have because of their sacrifices. You see, it doesn't take a day out of the year to be thankful. It takes every day in a life. I'm Corporal Peterson with Malice 39, Marine Corps, and I am honored to be here to present this speech to you. It truly is an honor, and honestly, I can't be more proud that I was chosen to do this, so thank you for your time.
Thank you, Corporal. And we couldn't be more proud to have you representing the United States of America. Thank you. I'd like to take just a few moments before we move forward and invite our active duty Marines and commissioned officers to stand up for a round of applause, please. Semper Fi, led the next. Happy belated birthday, 246. And for anyone that has walked through the front doors of Officers Candidate School or stood on those frightening yellow steps, I'd ask to give you a moment to stand as well and be appreciated. Please stand up, veterans. You all are the fabric of the United States of America. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. Please be seated. Next, we have a wonderful presenter. Our next guest, Christine Wonder. from Shelter to Soldier, who's been an exceptional partner of Cox Charities for the last 5 years, is going to spend a few moments with her wonderful little pal talking to us more about what Shelter to Soldier stands for and what they deliver to our community of veterans. Christine?
Good morning. First and foremost, I could not be more honored to actually stand here before you today and represent my fellow comrades and my fellow Shelter to Soldier recipients. It truly is my very honor. I can honestly tell you that Shelter to Soldier and you, Cox, and all of the individuals who I understand contribute through payroll deduction. And that means that you're giving to Shelter to Soldier, you're giving to me, you gave to him, and you saved our lives. And I am eternally grateful. I think for you to understand the impact, and I know he is triggering, and he's triggering because my anxiety is pinging like there's no tomorrow. I need to explain a little bit about my military career. And I'm going to do this very quickly because I can take some time on this. I served in the Army for 21 years. I joined in 1985 at the age of 18 as an MP. I was stationed in Honduras when the Hondurans and the Central American Sandinistans were fighting. From there, I became a prisoner of war processor just in time for Desert Shield, Desert Storm. I processed prisoners during that conflict. From there, I became a UH-60 mechanic and helicopter mechanic, a door gunner, a crew chief, and I made it up to the rank of staff sergeant. At that point, I had finished my 2-year degree and my bachelor's degree, and I went through officer candidate school. I became a helicopter pilot. I flew 4 different helicopters in the Army. The last one was the UH-60 Black Hawk. As a New Yorker, 9/11 occurred. Not only did that impact me personally, but it impacted me professionally. I was deployed in 2003 to Iraq, where I flew UH-60s. At this time, I am the rank of 03 captain. I am also a maintenance test pilot and an instructor pilot. I was involuntarily extended 4 times. That meant I served in country over 2.5 years without coming home. My very last flight was north of Fallujah, and I had just picked up 12 Marines. And it ended my flying career. They shot my tail rotor off in flight. I am very blessed that I was able to direct that aircraft in rotation into a palm tree where it came vertically down, saving the lives of my crew and those 12 Marines. It was not without injury, though. I am totally blind and totally deaf on my left side. I hear 40% on the right. My right leg is titanium from the hip down through past the knee. Yet I consider that not just a curse, but also a blessing. For the blessing was that I got to come home. I had not seen my children for over 2.5 years at this point. I also am so very grateful for those 12 Marines. I look to these active Marines. I don't know who they were, so I thank you. They're the ones that got me out of that aircraft and made me able to come home. So I'm eternally grateful. Know that after spending so long in that environment became normal to me. When I came home to this environment, the world had evolved, cell phones had become a thing, ATM machines also became a thing. These are all things that I did not know anymore. Okay? And the world was no longer normal. I was no longer normal in it. The physical injuries were one thing. Through lots of extremely fantastic medical care, physical therapy, and time, you're able to overcome those physical things. It's the psychological, the emotional, the anxiety that I had never had ever before in my life that now consumes me. the night terrors. I do not go to sleep on my own, for I am afraid, because I know I will relive every night. Shelter to Soldier, I found them in January of 2020 through word of mouth. Word of mouth works, folks. And it wasn't that in itself. The next day, I happened to go somewhere with work, and sure enough, here's this Shelter to Soldier event and this flyer. And I was like, it's an omen. I need to call this organization. It took everything I had to make that call. For when you're dark and you're inward, and you've never had to ask for help ever before in your life, the ability and the need to do that is something that is not common. I made that call, and I was gratefully accepted into this program. And it was not a short journey. I can tell you they instantly started putting me into training, which is not easy. I'm just going to say. And you start doing what's called doggy speed dating. Okay, honestly, that's what it is. And I met a tremendous amount of very fantastic Shelter to Soldier animals. But I can tell you, I will never, ever forget the day that this boy walked into my life. And I think we knew instantly, I do think it was mutual, that we needed each other and that we were meant to be. He selected me, you see. I think he knew it before I did. And I knew it pretty quick. But we also knew, and I think we knew together, and I think Graham and Shelter to Soldier knew, this wasn't going to be an easy partnership and an easy pairing. You see, we're both very type A people who believe that we're right all the time and are very stubborn and a lot of those other aspects, and we're both like this. I had to learn how to be a handler, and it sounds a lot easier than it is. She's laughing at me because she knows. Graham, I tell you, his persistence and perseverance. I went through 4 different trainers. Graham himself ended up being my main trainer and got me across that line. He really taught me how to be a better handler. He taught Scout how to be a better service animal. What I can tell you is this boy goes to work with me every day. I now work for Turner Construction. I'm on the Airport T1 project, Terminal 1 project. He helps me. He empowers me to be better at what I do, to help save lives. Not only does he save my life all the time, through helping me divert my anxiety and my attention onto him, helping me get back into the reality of things. He empowers me to do things like this. I can guarantee you, this event and me being here would not have happened without him. That is a very honest revelation for me. It's amazing how he knows when you're having a night terror and what to do. A night terror used to take me out of commission for about 3 days. Now, I can get through it. I get up in the morning and I go to work and I have a better day. And I know that he's always going to be there. It's through your support that has made this a reality. Not only did you rescue him, because he is a rescue. His initial owners relinquished him as they said he was untrainable. I think he just needed a really good job, and he just needed the right direction and the right person. I also think I needed that. I'd led so many people. My battalion had 263 men and 16 Blackhawks. I was very used to spitting out orders and having them snap to. Major Wonder was no longer. And now I'm just Christine, who's very honored to have served her country. I look to my young Marines, my young troops that are out there. I'm so very proud of you. Know that you're never alone and you're always supported. Always. No matter how dark it gets or how alone you feel. He's changed my life. Shelter to Soldiers changed my life. I now can go to the park. I can go out to dinner. I can go to the grocery store. I can use an ATM machine. Think about that. Someone who was a helicopter pilot all of a sudden couldn't do those things. And that's real. I can overcome so much. I do know it's a lifelong journey. Trust me, my psychiatrist of 17 years will tell you that, okay? And it's okay. I know him well, and he has my back. This boy right here, though, he has my back, my front, my right, my center, my rear, and every other part of it. Those are commands, by the way. So that was meant for my Shelter to Soldier folks. Okay. Cox, you're amazing. Thank you for your support. Thank you for giving me my life. Thank you for saving his. I am eternally grateful.
Wonderful round of applause for Major Christine Wonder. Thank you for your service and thank you for your perseverance. Thank you, Major. I would like to call, just one more minute. Go ahead, Christine. I would like to call to the microphone, please, our regional manager, Ingo Henschel, and our Vice President of Government and Public Affairs, Ms. Chanel Hawken.
I believe we have a presentation for Shelter to Soldier. Just if that doesn't warm your heart in having a record-breaking year for Cox Charities and our participation, it really does make a difference in our community, and especially now as we've gone through such tumultuous times. So I just truly appreciate that we do support our veterans through our time and our treasure, and I can only agree that Shelter to Soldier has been just a truly fantastic partner in so many ways for our organization. So thank you for being here today, and we truly appreciate the service of all of you. And with that, we can bring up the CEO of Shelter to Soldier. I think we have a presentation.
Graham, we really appreciate the work that you've done in the community. It's an amazing organization that does amazing work, and Cox has quite a few veterans in it, and so we have our own stories about our service, and what I'm really pleased at is that Cox supports those organizations that take care of our veterans in the community, and Graham and Shelter to Soldier is one of the ones that we've chosen to support. Outstanding organization, and I'm very pleased today to be able to present Chanel can help me. Check for $25,000 to Shelter to Soldier. We're hoping to have an impact in more veterans' lives. Thank you.
You got me closer.
Thank you so much for your continuous giving to help deserving veterans and homeless dogs in need. An incredible day. Gosh, the stories and the power of what you guys have all brought together. You know, we always say it takes a village. Our team is my village, and that includes the Cox family. So, Christine, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing to help others, to normalize reaching out. And being strong enough to reach out to get help. And appreciate all of you. Cox, continue to save lives. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.
Thank you again to Graham, Shelter to Soldier, Corporal Peterson, the United States Marine Corps, our veterans, our other service members, our families that support us when we fight and support this country. thank you for coming to our event. Please know that you can remain around. We have more refreshments. Spend some time getting to know our Devil Dogs in uniform and our veterans. Enjoy your day. Have a wonderful day.